We like to start every episode with a disclaimer that we are not professionals. Our conversations are solely based on our personal experiences, thoughts, and opinions. Nothing discussed here is meant to be taken as professional mental health or medical advice. If you have questions or need assistance, please seek the help of a licensed professional.
Discussions in this podcast may sometimes revolve around heavy material such as abuse, grooming, religious trauma, etc. Please listen with caution and prioritize your mental health first. Hey guys, welcome to Trauma Bondage, the podcast where we talk about trauma, kinks, and non-traditional relationships and lifestyles from a queer lens. We're your hosts, Beth.
And Brigitte.
Hey.
Hi. I get to say my name for myself this time. Yay!
Yay. Say my name, say my name.
When no one is around you,
Say, baby, I love you.
This is just a
That
concert.
was beautifully choreographed.
We did choreograph.
No, you did this, though. You were doing a little head bob.
I'm jamming.
Tell us what we're talking about today.
Psychotic sex laws around the United States. Because
That's about right.
And what triggered this was like the Texas one. That's always what I talk about. So we'll probably start with that one. But I'm sure there's stuff all around the world, which if we've got people overseas that have some weird shit in their countries, I'd love to hear what you've got going on. But the United States has just some like archaic laws, which like it doesn't make any sense as to why it's still there. Maybe just because they're like, oh, well, we're not going to worry about it and not think about it. But like people are still getting arrested for it on occasion. So like, why? But also like there are some that just are completely unhinged.
Oh yeah. And we're going to tell you what they are. Because I feel like the one for Texas, a lot of people have heard about. When we were reading through some of the laws for the other states, like, it's fucking insane.
And then, like, you can tell which states are, like, just a little quirky and weird and which are just, like, complete shitholes.
Yes, exactly. It's like, this is a law that you just forgot to, like, rewrite from the 1800s. I get that. Yeah. This is a law you just implemented that is extremely oppressive. Yeah. So there's a little bit of a difference, which we'll go through them. I feel like we should just like go down the list and we'll talk about them. That way we don't, unless you want to start with Texas.
I want to start with Texas just because this is what like, it was like, oh, we should do a whole freaking episode about this because how weird. So in the state of Texas, you are technically allowed to have more guns on display in your home than your dildos. Right? Which weird.
Have you ever heard of like anyone like death by dildo? Like, is that a thing?
I haven't heard of it, but like I don't work in an ER.
It's not
I don't know what that's like.
Death by guns. I'll tell you that. That's the comparison.
But that's the thing is that you are technically not like it is illegal to have more than 6 dildos.
Yeah.
Are you a felon?
So I counted them with my girlfriend this morning because I knew we were doing this episode. I'm not a felon. I'm one away from being a felon.
Okay, we're gonna fix that. We're gonna turn you
into me another one. I
because
I am
a fucking full-on felon, and I have been for years.
How many do you have?
We're gonna do a whole episode on our drawer.
Sex toys, but I want to just tell me.
I have 7.
Okay, I think I have 5,
maybe 8.
I have 5. Are they just all different sizes or like what's the difference between them?
It's just different things and uses and types. Okay. Like glass versus silicone versus like vibrating versus not.
Okay.
Like
I have 6 actually.
You're a dildo felon.
I'm a dildo felon. I feel honored. Thank you for inducting me into the Dildo Felon Society.
Yeah. You deserve a little, oh my God, we can make a little dildo trophy.
A dildo felon trophy?
A golden dildo.
Oh my God. It cannot be used though. Only displayed.
Only displayed. Next to your guns.
But yeah, like fucking leave it to Texas to be like, you can have 20 AR-15s with like no license to carry at all. Yeah. But you have one too many dildos, straight to jail.
It's like indecent objects, right?
Indecent.
And I'm like, well, that could be a multitude of things. So like,
I feel like a murder weapon is indecent, right? Am I crazy? Am I insane?
Not in a Christian fucking, I was about to say country, because Texas is basically a country.
It is. They think that they are.
State, guns are not indecent at all. It's anything that has to do with sex, because like, as we know, we don't do
wrong.
Contraceptives here. Yeah. Sex is bad and you should have all the babies.
Well, also, it's another thing where it's like, usually straight couples are not using dildos. Like 9 times out of 10, it's like gay couples using dildos.
Oh my God, I've never even thought about that.
So it's like, it's basically another way of criminalizing homosexual activity.
How interesting.
Yeah.
Because a lot of my like sexual experiences, like way back when with men, like there actually were a couple that were so super secure that they loved to use toys.
Interesting.
Isn't that weird?
But like dildos?
Yeah.
If they had a dick?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I don't have a lot of experience in this area, so I don't know.
All right. Well, do you want to get into it? We're going to go state by state.
Yeah.
And we'll skip Texas because you already heard Texas.
They're in alphabetical order because we love order. Alabama. Let's talk about Alabama. Alabama, anal and oral sex are illegal between unmarried people. So like literally like.
So basically, unless you have a ring on it, you can't have fun.
P goes in the V, but P cannot go anywhere else, basically.
No holes.
No holes. No additional holes. And you can't use your mouth. So basically, this is just guaranteeing that a woman's not going to come.
I mean, fingering does exist.
Yeah, but like, have you ever been fingered by a man and it felt good? Like, I feel like they always
Well,
just, like,
it doesn't have to be just men.
That's true. I'm just thinking about this in a very hetero way.
I know. Why?
I don't know why. That's Alabama. What's the next one?
Arizona. Okay. Which this one just, I think, stems from old school, old times, whatever, adultery.
Okay.
Still, it's a class 3 misdemeanor in the state of Arizona. But suspects can't be prosecuted unless the spouse is willing to press charges.
Which it's like, yeah, if someone be cheating on me and like I can take their ass to jail,
sue you.
I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna take you out.
Would you not? For putting your dick in somebody else's hole.
I would.
How dare you?
I don't disagree with this law.
Yeah.
I mean, I do, but
well, I know that's like a case for like divorces in some states too. Where
I think
it's like
it's
if they can prove of adultery, then like they win the case.
Yeah.
So like cool.
Yeah.
It's just state by state.
It's state by state. Okay, the next one is Arkansas,
Ugh.
which this one's fucking ass backwards. Spouses can sue if their partner gets an abortion without their consent. So just like fuck the idea of bodily autonomy in Arkansas because you can just sue if somebody that is not you decides to do what they want with their own body.
And also, where do you draw the line at like partner, right? Because like it's not just married people. Like what if you are like, oh, my boyfriend and we got pregnant.
Right.
We broke up. I decided to have an abortion and now he's suing me because I had been his former partner.
That's what I think this is saying. It's like if
insane.
you got them pregnant, then if it's technically your like child inside of them, you can sue.
That's insane.
Which is absolutely.
And then where do the laws, like are there any laws drawn for like sperm bank?
I don't know.
Donors? Because there's some like weird shit. That. Arkansas would probably have some ass backwards laws.
I mean, Arkansas in general is just a place that like you really don't need to go. You know? Just don't. No. There's no reason.
I try to drive through there and not stop every single time.
Oh, absolutely not. No. Okay. Moving on. California.
This is so funny. Okay. California, I feel like everything is like okay in California or it's not, and they're very particular about it. So any stuffed article made to look like breasts, also known as boob pillows, cannot be sold specifically within 1,000 feet of a highway. Anywhere else is fine. Just within 1,000 feet of a highway, fake boobies. So like it could be what?
So the only thing I can imagine really happened here was that there was a boob pillow. A pillow. There's a boob pillow vendor standing too close to the highway, selling his fake boobs.
Throwing boob pillows at people's cars.
Throwing them. Maybe he's like soliciting people while they're stopped at a stoplight or something like that. And like people start complaining to the city and they're like, this boob pillow vendor like won't stop. You have to do something. Boob pillows at my car. And they're like, well, we can't outlaw boob pillows, okay? But we can tell him that he has to get off the fucking highway.
I just want to know what a boob pillow looks like. Because, like, is it like, oh, I sewed this pillow that looks like a pair of breasts and, like, it's funny? Or is it, like, silicone sex toy titties that, like, men use?
I feel like it could be either or. We have to track down the street vendor. I'm convinced this is what happened.
To go at least 1,000 feet off the highway to find the boob pillow vendors.
You know what's crazy is I don't even know how far 1,000 feet is. Like,
that's okay.
How far is that? Is that a relatively long distance or no?
I don't know. How many feet are in a mile? Wolf, do you know how many feet are in a mile?
5,280 feet in a mile, so it's like a fifth of a mile.
A fifth of a mile. That's not that far.
That's kind of, I mean, it's not that far. It's like a couple blocks. It's like be a couple of blocks away if you're going to sell your boob pillows. That's what they're saying.
Go to Venice Beach. Get your boob pillows at Venice Beach and you'll be fine.
Can we get boob pillows? I'll put them on the couch between us.
On Etsy, you can get like plushy vulvas.
Ooh.
Do you want to know how I know that?
I mean, I feel like I know.
Our therapist.
Just Google it. Oh, our therapist?
Yes. He showed
We share a therapist.
Because he bought some on Etsy for his office because he wants to like be able to show couples like how to touch the clitoris and stuff like that.
Do you think that he is polyamorous?
I don't know, but I love him.
I love him too.
I've always wondered if he would come on the podcast.
You did? Yes. What did he say?
Well, I was like, I feel like it's a conflict of interest, and he was like, yeah. He was like, but I'll anything that you want to like talk about, like I'll have recommendations of people that would be interested, so we can give people.
I love that. We love our therapist.
He's great.
Shout out. Anyways, okay, let's move on.
Yes.
Colorado. So in
the cancer in me is upset. Go ahead.
Okay. I was like, is that like, are you crying? Like, what's happening?
Okay. I love water.
In Cattle Creek, it is against the law to have sex with your spouse while bathing in a river or stream. So, like, you know, if you've ever seen those movies where, like, people are getting, like, freaky in the water and it's, like, super sensual and hot, like, you cannot do that in Colorado, which is honestly bullshit because Colorado is probably the one place I would, like, actually want to fuck in a stream.
Yeah.
Right?
I feel like it's cleaner there.
It's clean.
Like, I wouldn't do it in Texas lakes.
No, fuck no. There's, like 5
fucking
dead bodies by you. You're basically having an orgy.
I like how you're worried about dead bodies and I'm worried about brain-eating amoebas. So, like, two kinds of people. But yes, truth. Or, like, an alligator is going to come up and chomp off something.
Yeah, exactly. That's not the type of BDSM we're into. Anyways, don't fuck in a lake in Colorado, apparently.
Oh my God. Georgia, what are you doing? Oral and anal are prohibited regardless of marital status. So you just can't do it ever.
Can you imagine?
I mean, we all know Georgia's getting freaky with it.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways,
if you've ever been to Atlanta, you know that people are going at it. They're going to town. They're fucking. They're fucking. If y'all have ever seen the show Housewives of Atlanta, which is the best of the franchise.
Oh, hell yeah.
They are fucking everyone and everything all the time. There's one character on there, Candy. I think her name's Candy. She's bisexual. And she is like the most sex positive person who's fucking everyone all the time. She's in Atlanta. So obviously a lot of these laws are not like enforced. But the fact that they're still on the books and like not removed is insane.
And then like occasionally it is enforced, even if it's like never enforced most of the time.
Right.
So,
you know what's also crazy is the fact that like there was a time where people voted on these laws and voted them through. Like they passed these laws. There was a time where there was enough people in this state to be like, we think that oral sex should be illegal for married people.
It wasn't that long ago.
That's fucking like in our parents'
lifetime.
That's fucking insane.
I mean, oral sex was always like considered this like horrible, debaucherous, like taboo thing. And now, of course, we're talking about all kinds of shit. We're like, oral sex is just fine.
Yeah.
It's just licking.
It's like they just don't want to have fun.
As my mom would say, she asked me how lesbians have sex. She goes, do they just eat each other's butts all day?
Butts?
Butts. Eat each other's butts all day.
Eat each other's butts all day.
You know what, Mom? I haven't been gay that long because I just come out. I said, my sister is gay and has been for far longer. Why don't you ask her? She probably has a lot more experience with that one.
Eat each other's butts all day.
Eat each other's butts all day, word for word. You're welcome.
Does she think that, like, your vagina isn't, like, usable if you're not straight?
Honestly, I have no idea, nor do I wish to know what my mother thinks about
anyone's vagina.
Yeah.
Listen, I'd be eating someone's butt all day. Like, I would do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell your mom yes.
Tell your mother yes. Okay, Idaho.
Idaho. Unmarried sex can result in a $300 fine or 6 months in jail.
Send me to prison.
So
send me to prison.
Straight to jail.
Straight to jail.
Yeah, I'm like, $300
Do not
fine?
collect $200. Give the bank $300 straight to jail. Leave me there.
Yeah,
with all the other women, because I can continue to do that. Can they continue to fine you while you're in jail having unmarried sex with other women?
With other women in jail. Good question. I mean, you can commit crime in prison, so I feel like yes, you could probably still
like
add to your rap sheet.
Just put me to jail. Just let me know if I can keep fucking.
You're like, oh, I'll live there. Can I continue to fuck? That's the question. And how hot are the girls in prison?
No. Oh my God.
Illinois.
Can you imagine? No. Illinois. Sorry. That was a terrible. Okay. When someone sells a reptile, which first I want to know how often reptiles are being sold in the state of Illinois.
Probably a lot.
But they are legally required to give the purchaser a written warning telling them not to kiss the reptile.
Do you think somebody like lost their entire face from trying to do this and like being like eaten by a fucking
maybe is it like the
lizard?
Lady that like sued McDonald's because her coffee was so hot and she had it in her lap and it burned her?
I feel like yes.
Like every lizard comes with a disclaimer warning.
Yeah.
Especially when you got bitches throwing lizards at boys' faces when they break up with them. I mean,
no shade, that was me.
If you had been in Illinois, you would have been.
He would have been fucked because he was the one that technically kissed the lizard. I threw it in his face.
But you would have been legally required to give him a written notice not to kiss the lizard.
That's true.
That would have been your fault.
That's true. Thank God I lived in Oklahoma. Question mark?
Twitch. I twitch there. Oh my God.
That's very random. So next is Indiana.
But this is this is spot on.
Okay. Noticeable boners, or as the law calls it, covered male genitals in a discernibly turgid state, are illegal in public. So like
teenage
men,
boys, sorry,
you're fucked.
Yeah,
like
puberty.
If you see something you like,
puberty
gonna send you straight to jail.
Puberty to jail. Oh no.
I mean, honestly, I like this law. I don't want to see your boner.
No boners allowed. Thank you.
I don't want to see your boner. No. I mean, I get that it's kind of crazy to like make something like criminalize something that's uncontrollable, right?
Yeah.
It's uncontrollable.
Is it?
It is.
For teenagers.
Is it?
Wolf. Can you control your dick?
You don't choose, no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm like, I had 5 brothers. I feel like it's uncontrollable from what I've heard.
I don't have any brothers. I don't know shit.
Yeah. I think it's not a choice. I mean,
I haven't been with a man in a decade. I don't fucking know anything about their day.
As we previously stated, we don't know much. Take everything we say with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Kansas. Okay, Kansas.
Good old Kansas. I think this is funny. It's illegal to knowingly drive a prostitute to their sex work. So the sex work is okay. You can do the prostitution, but you can't know that the person you're in the car with is going to go do the prostitution. Prostitution whore.
Yes. So many Housewives references.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. I'm glad you picked up on that.
Teresa Giudice.
Yeah.
She's a fucking legend.
So like, I would be like, oh, I'm taking you to your waitressing job where you bend over the counter and take it. Like, have fun.
It's crazy to me that you can like fuck a prostitute but not help them get to work. You know?
Do you think they'd make you take like a lie detector test to see if you're lying about not knowing that they're a prostitute when you took them to work?
Probably. I mean,
and also,
I feel like Kansas is crazy.
And also, like, how does one, like, specify that? Because a lot of prostitution is just, like, on the side of the road. So, like, if you just happened to drop somebody off at the corner where they turn tricks.
Yeah, I don't know.
Would you knowingly have dropped them off? Or was it just like, oh, I dropped them off in front of the building. And I didn't know that they were just going to stand out there and, like...
This would be really hard to enforce, this law.
I feel like it's, so why is it there?
Yeah.
Are you going to arrest an Uber driver?
Well,
Uber drivers.
Uber drivers.
Well, I feel like they are not knowingly picking up anybody.
No, they don't know
that they know.
Unless they get told in the Uber ride that they are a prostitute and they are being solicited for services, or they're soliciting their services. Then it's like, okay, do you continue the ride, or do you have to stop them right there and be like, get out of the car?
Or do you say, hey, instead of paying for the ride, I would like to acquire your services?
I don't know.
And then I'll drop you off 3 blocks from where you actually do your place of work.
I don't know. I really like to think about like what happened to create all these laws. You know, there's like some crazy fucking story behind all of them.
It's like one fucking dude.
Yeah. There was one dude that dropped like someone off in the wrong place, and like, I don't know, maybe they got murdered, and then People were like, oh, you shouldn't be driving people to dangerous situations.
Oh my God.
And then this law came to be. But I wonder if sex work is legal in Kansas, like in general.
I feel like it sounds like it is.
Yeah.
You just can't know that you're taking them to it.
Oh my God, what the fuck? The U.S. is crazy. I don't know if you know this.
Yes. It's absolutely
we live in
uninhabitable.
Hell. Literally. We live in hell. Speaking of, really quickly, the aliens, did you see?
The aliens?
Did you?
Honestly, I'm unfazed by the aliens.
I'm unfazed as well. I'm excited, if nothing else, because I'm like, they can take us. They can save us.
All the TikToks of like the millennials dancing onto the UFO shit because maybe they have like universal health care and like, livable wages and a better housing.
Yeah, I'm like, listen, if y'all bitches got the technology to be undetected here for like so many years and also to just like flit around in the sky like that, surely they are more advanced societies than we are.
Please take us.
I want them to take us. I'm like ready for an adventure, you know? You know how I've always wanted to be kidnapped? Take me.
Bring my girlfriend.
5 years into the future when I've been kidnapped by aliens, I'm going to like look back on this episode and be like, oh no, they took me seriously.
If they take you, they have to take me.
Yeah, take us both.
So we can continue the podcast.
You heard it first, take us both.
Planet. Talk about aliens.
Anyways.
Katy Perry, let's go.
Louisiana. Streaking is totally legal.
Hey.
As long as it isn't done with lascivious intent. So like, okay, here's the thing. Like, if you're just like having a grand old time and you're just like, I just want to be in like the body God gave me with no lascivious intent and you just want to like flap around in the streets, you can go do it. But if you're like, ooh, I'm sexy, like I want to show everybody my junk, and then you go streaking through the streets, you're fucked.
But like, how do you know the difference?
You don't. That's the whole ridiculousness of this law. Is like, someone could be like, I was just trying to be at my like natural birth state for healing purposes.
Yeah. I feel like
I'm meditating.
Is like a man running naked, but instead of it just being like a floppy hot dog, it being like a pork sword charging through, looking for a hole, any hole. And that's the lascivious intent.
Personally hated that visual. No,
I don't think so. I can't see out of my right eye right now either.
That's not good.
I know.
We love a migraine.
It's making me crazy.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. In Maine, very similar to what we were talking about with the prostitutes and Uber drivers.
Oh, this is on brand.
This is in Buckfield, Maine.
Okay.
Cab drivers cannot charge a fare to passengers who perform sexual favors in exchange for a ride from a place that serves alcohol.
That was so many things. Wait, hold on. Let me read it again. In Buckfield, cab drivers cannot charge a fare to passengers who perform sexual favors in exchange for a ride to a place. Okay.
From a place. So if they have been drinking, they can technically exchange sexual favors for the ride, but they cannot get charged a fare on top of it. So you can't go like, a cab driver can't be like, suck my dick and then I'm also going to charge you for the ride.
Right.
It's one or the other.
Pick your poison.
Which will pay your bills.
Do you want to pay the $7 or do you want to suck my dick? Which one?
Which would you do?
What do you think?
$7.
Obviously, I'm sucking the dick.
Oh. How drunk are you?
No. Obviously, I'm paying the $7. But it's just crazy that this is the law.
But I'm sure there are people who would.
No, I mean, there are.
Like, if I were like, Mr. Uber driver, it's going to be like $70 to get from here to my house because I decided to Uber home.
Would you take like a handy if I sit in the front seat and not charge me?
Yeah.
I might do that.
I might consider that.
If I had been drinking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I probably won't.
But, I mean, in Maine, that's legal. We don't know anywhere else.
That's wild.
In Texas, it feels like that would not be legal.
I feel like that's not legal, but I feel like people do it all the time.
Does that mean that the state of Maine feels you can consent when you're under the influence?
Yes.
Ooh.
Good point. They need a lesson on consent. They really should watch our episode about consent and boundaries. Before writing laws,
every man in power of law, anything, should
all of
maybe
them
relearn what consent is.
That's true.
The end.
I think consent is not really written into laws in hardly any states.
Is it ever? No, I'm pretty sure there are some on here that are like that.
Maryland is next. So in Maryland, condoms cannot be sold in vending machines except in places where liquor is sold, which is another question of why. Why? That's weird.
I feel like most people, when you go to the store to like pick up condoms or anything real quick, usually you're getting alcohol to go with it. Nightcap.
Right. But it's like,
also, have you ever used a condoms vending machine?
No, I've never used a condom. I've never had a reason to. I've never purchased a condom in my entire life.
Good for you.
Ever. I don't even know how to use them. I mean, I could figure it out.
You could figure it out. You're smart.
But I could not, in Maryland, buy one from any place that does not sell liquor.
How interesting. I mean, it's probably a good thing. Keeps the children away from the condoms at the library.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's like an age thing. Who fucking knows?
Massachusetts, sodomy is still on the books as illegal. Well, sorry, gay men, don't go to Massachusetts.
Don't be gay in Boston, where all the gay men I know
or anybody who likes to be pegged.
Every gay man that I'm friends with lives in Boston. Y'all are fucked. Y'all gotta move.
Literally,
you're not fucked. You gotta move.
Yeah, I mean, and that's some Bible shit.
Oh yeah, even the word sodomy, I feel like it just reminds me of La Biblia.
La Biblia.
I'm practicing my Spanish.
I'm proud.
Michigan. Seducing and debauching an unmarried woman is a felony with a punishment of up to 5 years in jail.
Well, I guess I can't go to Michigan.
Seducing and debauching. Yeah. So is that saying you can't fuck an unmarried woman?
Yes.
Because like debauching to me sounds like...
Yeah, taking her virtue.
Taking her virginity.
Taking her virtue. You can't.
Good thing that's not Texas.
Straight to jail.
Straight to jail for both of us.
Even in Michigan. We'll just go to Michigan and we'll do that and then see if we get arrested. Because, like, does it count? Because technically they don't think we have real sex because we're lesbians.
I was going to say, no, we can't technically debauch.
We are fine.
We're not felons in Michigan. But here's the thing is I never want to go to Michigan. So...
Excellent.
There's no reason.
This is where consent comes in. Minnefucking-soda. Okay?
Okay.
Grabbing someone's clothed buttocks.
Not with that word.
Buttocks is not considered sexual assault. However, Minnesota, redemption, the lawmakers are working on changing that.
How long does it take to work on changing that? Can't you just...
I feel like it should be that simple. Like, you just shouldn't touch people, clothed or unclothed, on their bodies.
Yeah. And also, if you're going to write a law about butts, don't refer to it as buttocks. That's like adding insult to injury. Buttocks.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah.
That's
it's also like an HR, as we know from like an HR standpoint, is that like sexual assault is like rubbing shoulders and like certain parts of your body, but like your weenus is fine. So somebody could like sensually rub your elbow for hours and it would be fine.
This is legal.
How uncomfortable is that? Like in the workplace.
Can you imagine somebody just coming up to you and doing that?
Like, hey, how are you doing today? Right?
No, it feels violating. I hate that. Are you really sensitive behind the back of your knee? Like here?
I don't know. People don't touch me behind my knee on a regular basis.
Try it next time you're with somebody. Have them lick the back of your knee. It feels similar to someone touching your weenus.
I don't like that.
It feels like something that it shouldn't feel like. But it's like, it's just the back of your knee. Anyways, we'll talk about this later.
I digress.
I just had to connect with you on that because I'm like, everybody that I talk to about it is like, I don't know what you mean. I'm like, you need to learn. The back of your knee is like a sensitive area.
All right, well.
Try it.
Let's go.
Mississippi. In sex education classes, you are allowed to teach about contraceptives, but condom demonstrations are explicitly forbidden.
I want to know what trauma happened that like somebody tried to do a demonstration and like everything got set on fire and it just blew up. But like good for you contraceptives. That's great. At least in a sex ed, like they're talking about contraceptives. Yeah. They just can't show you how to put like a fucking condom on a banana.
That's just so weird though, because it's like, why?
Something happened.
I bet a parent complained. That has to be what it is.
Oh my God. You're teaching my child how to have safe sex.
Yeah. It's like they can know that it exists, but they can't know how to do it because then you're enabling them. It's like, oh, y'all don't even know. They're going to do it anyways.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to do it anyways.
I'm sorry. If you have if you tell a teenager no, they're going to find a way to do it.
Yeah.
That's what I loved about my dad. Like when it came to like drugs and shit. He was like, you're going to do it if you want to do it. There's no stopping you. As long, he was like, so try whatever you want to try. Be smart about it. And if you like it too much, never do it again. because that's where addiction pops in.
Yeah.
And honestly, it was the best advice I've ever been given.
I love that.
Yeah.
I wish my parents had told me that.
That's why I love cocaine, but I don't do it.
I've never tried any illicit drugs like that because I'm too scared. I'm a wuss.
Because Bethany's a good girl.
No, it's because I'm a control freak.
I actually, that's a big part of why I don't do it either, because I like to have full control of my brain.
Exactly.
And body. Yep.
Same.
There we go.
Yeah.
Control issues.
Sometimes they come in handy. Missouri, Springfield has tragically, and I mean tragically,
this is tragic,
banned side boob and under boob in public. This shirt, done. Straight to jail. In Missouri, I'm done. I mean, this is the funny thing though. It's like top boob is okay, like cleavage is okay,
but not the bottom of it.
Not the bottom or the side. Apparently that's more enticing than the top.
I wonder how like new that is too, because obviously like side boob and under boob I don't think were like things until recent years and like in fashion. No. So was somebody just like super fucking offended by the side of somebody's boob one day?
I bet some woman was like wearing like a loose like crop that was just like barely covering her nipples.
And a man couldn't control his boner.
Yeah. Double law break. Yeah. How dare they?
Nebraska. No one who is afflicted with a venereal disease is legally allowed to marry.
Oh.
Which like STDs are at an all-time high.
Yeah.
You have a venereal disease, you're fucked. Just gotta be single forever. Sorry, sweetheart.
I feel like, so this was probably put into law in a time where they did not have treatment for STIs the way that we do now.
Yeah.
And they were trying to prevent outbreaks.
But like, wouldn't it be okay to let people get married? Because like, aren't those people just gonna like sleep with a bunch of other people anyways? Like, if you were married, wouldn't it like kind of...
This was probably at a time where they had other laws that
down?
Like made it illegal to like sleep with people that you're not married to. So basically, they just were like banning them to like a life of celibacy. Ugh. Couldn't be a monk.
Catholicism.
Couldn't be me. Nevada. Do you say Nevada or Nevada?
I say Nevada. You say Nevada.
Yeah, I've always said Nevada.
I think it's so interesting the way people say different things. Like, my wife says TV.
TV.
I say TV.
TV.
My emphasis is on the V. Hers is on the T. TV.
Yeah, I say TV
Thanksgiving.
too. Thanksgiving. Yeah, we say it the same.
Nevada.
Nevada. Tomato,
Potato.
tomato.
Potato.
While prostitution within licensed brothels is legal, those brothels cannot legally be within 400 yards of a place of worship. So it's
only
like
400 yards though.
Yeah, it's basically like don't fuck in the church parking lot, and you'll be fine.
Licensed that's so funny. The brothels can't be within a place of worship. 400 yards. How far is 400 yards?
It's not that far.
How long is a football field? Jen!
It's 100.
I was going to
100 yards? So 4 fucking football fields is just how far the brothel has to be from the place of worship.
Just far enough for the pastor to be able to just
go for a jog.
Trot over there after services.
Go for a nice little midday jog.
Listen, he
gets
his job done. He gets his exercise.
Celibacy. Oh my God.
It's like a golf hole.
Golf hole.
For all of our golfing fans that are watching.
A golf hole. Double entendre there.
It's really interesting that like the juxtaposition of like a church near a brothel though, like thinking about seeing them right next to each other would be so funny.
Wasn't that like normal for a long period of time too? Like way back. Like brothels would be like accessible to members of like the clergy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like of course it was a scandal, so it was like hush hush, but like everybody fucking knew.
Everybody knows.
Everybody still knows.
They be fucking, they just don't be telling us.
Yeah. What a sad life. New Mexico. Oh no, topless bars are a no-go as indecent waitering is illegal.
Hooters indecent waitering?
Can't have Hooters in New Mexico. Apparently.
Listen, Hooters food is shit anyway, so I'm not mad about it. Do you like it?
I love their wings and their chocolate cake.
So here's the thing. As a vegan, there's really nothing I can eat there.
Tater tots.
So that's like the reason I say that. I've never had their chicken.
Tater tots.
I like tater tots.
They have good tater tots.
Maybe I could fuck with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I personally like their food.
I'll give it a shot.
We used to go to Hooters like every Thursday to meet with a friend, and I didn't care. Like, the girls were all there literally just trying to pay their way through like nursing school. They did not care. But there was a Hooters that I went to once that was just the most wild Hooters I've ever been to. Every single one of them was pregnant as fuck.
All of them?
All of them.
Do you think they were all getting knocked up by their manager or something?
Who fucking knows? I don't know. All I know is that I want to learn how to do the Hooters, the stool riding. Mm-hmm. That looks like fun.
My ex was a Hooters waitress. Did you know that?
Which one?
The most recent one.
No shit.
Yeah. All through college.
I got offered a job at Hooters once.
You would be a perfect candidate.
Do you know why I got offered the job at Hooters?
Because them titties.
Because my titties touch the wall before my nose does. That was the reason. I walked in as a customer and the guy was like, hey, you want a job here? And I said, why? And he was like, your tits touch the wall before your nose does. You'd be perfect here. What? But
also, like, that's a skill.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, girl.
They're just so big. But
yeah.
What?
But
I can't, I could literally be shit ass at waiting tables or pouring beer or anything. I would be terrible at everything else, just titties.
So my ex told me that they worked there because a lot of the girls that work at Hooters are lesbians. Like, a lot of them are gay.
Yeah, that's true.
So she was like, I literally just worked there because, it was an easy way to pick up women.
Yeah, that's why I used to love going to Hooters when I was younger, because I was always like, they're gay. They'll flirt with you. They never flirt with the men that are going there. They don't give a fuck about that. The second you sit down as a woman, especially if you're alone or you're like, oh, that person's very clearly gay.
Yeah.
100%.
Maybe we should go to Hooters after this.
Let's go.
I don't even need to eat. It's fine.
Yeah, we'll just go for the chocolate cake.
But wait,
and the
does
tater
this mean that they don't have strip clubs in New Mexico? Topless bars. If topless bars aren't a thing, then
oh, I don't know.
Indecent waitering. I wonder if that's just covering where food is sold or something.
Yeah. New Mexico, anybody in New Mexico, or if you're from New Mexico, write in and tell us, are strip clubs allowed in New Mexico? Because I want to know.
That's crazy.
Because I do want to go to New Mexico.
I do too.
It looks really pretty. Somebody showed me pictures that was springs and they were like, yeah, I thought it was Colorado. And I was like, that's gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
I want to go to the hot air balloon thing.
Yeah, me too.
Let's go.
Okay. Cool.
We're making plans.
You can?
Can you? Wolf, how do you know all these things?
He's our fact checker.
I also have some family there.
Okay.
Full of facts.
I love that.
New York. Do you want me to read this one?
I'm trying to fucking understand it.
Adult businesses must devote no more than 40% of their square footage to adult entertainment.
Like porn? Or I
think it just
strippers?
means
no more than 40% of their square. So adult businesses. Is an adult business a strip club?
I think so.
But a majority of 60% of it has to be a bar or a dance floor or seating.
Yeah, but what the fuck else would they do with the space?
I don't know.
New York,
install a roller rink?
right in. What the fuck is this law?
It makes me think they're specifically talking about porn.
That's what I'm thinking.
You can't have more than half of your store be porn?
Porn? Oh, weird. So, you could have a roller rink that has porn in the corner.
Ooh.
Is that an adult business?
I love that.
Go for a skate. Go for a skeet. It's a good time.
Skate and skeet. Wow. What an idea.
Let's go to North Carolina. Clearly, I should not be a business owner in New York. Oh, also, I just want to mention, we're going straight to North Carolina because there's nothing in New Jersey. Because if you have ever watched Hamilton, everything is legal in New Jersey.
Is it really? Blink, blink.
Blink.
Blink, blink.
I don't fucking know.
Should we move?
That's the joke, is that everything's legal in New Jersey.
I mean, I guess
that's why way back in the day they could have duels and shoot each other in New Jersey, because you wouldn't get arrested over there if you did it over there, and they'd ferry them back across the river to get help from the doctors.
I want to have a duel.
You want to have a duel?
Yeah, I think.
Are we going to New Jersey and shooting guns at each other?
Not pistols? At each other, but maybe at other people.
Put your pistol to the sky.
Homophobes.
You have got to watch Hamilton.
I will, eventually.
Musical people, I need you.
Write in. Should I watch Hamilton?
Yes, you should.
Also, write in. Should I watch the Titanic and all the other movies that I haven't watched? Because
you watched the Titanic?
No.
Steamy hand in the car when they have sex. You need to watch it.
Steamy hand in the car? I thought they were in a boat.
They're...
What?
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry out of this eye.
What did I say? What's going on? What have I done? I broke Bridget. I broke her.
I thought they were on a boat. Oh no.
What did you mean by car?
Their car's on the boat.
Okay. I got it.
Also, can we just talk about how the Titanic had cars on the boat, but not enough fucking lifeboats?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it makes sense. That's why I never watched it.
If they had been Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, everybody would have been okay.
I love that.
You fucking watched Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and not the Titanic?
Mm-hmm.
Get out.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang was like my favorite movie growing up. Now, if I watch
it because it said bang bang?
I think so.
Clitty clitty.
What the fuck? That's like, you know what? The roller rink where we're skating, the porn section, it's all just called Clitty Clitty Bang Bang. It's different. It's different lesbian porn scenes.
I am crying.
Literally crying.
I'm in tears.
Oh God, we have to move on.
North Carolina.
You got us.
There is a real city called Horny Town.
Oh.
And massage parlors are hilariously illegal there. But like tracks. Because like if I were one of those people, I'd be like, you know what? I really want to start a massage business where like happy endings are a thing.
Yeah.
Where in the US should I go? Horny Town.
Horny Town.
It's a perfect place for my business.
I feel like another state should create a horny town where the only thing that's legal there are massage parlors and like strip clubs, right? Like everything that should be legal there.
Just go to Amsterdam.
Well, I want to, but
let's go there too.
It's a long fucking flight.
It's not that bad.
I thought it was like 24 hours.
No!
What is it?
It's probably like maybe 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
24 hours is if you're trying to go to like fucking Singapore.
I don't want to go there.
Yes, you do. Singapore's awesome.
Okay. Well, we'll go there too.
Jesus Christ. Okay, moving on.
North Dakota. Are you still crying?
Yes.
North Dakota, in Fargo, skinny dipping in the Red River is illegal between 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. and presumably legal from 9:01 p.m. to 7:59 a.m. So like when it's dark outside, I guess?
So like during business hours is fine, but not after? What?
I think they're just trying to avoid people being seen skinny dipping. It's like when it's dark, go ahead.
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't think that's that crazy.
I love skinny dipping.
I do too.
Oh my God. I was just talking to my coworker / friend who, because we rented out a pool on Swimply.
To skinny dip?
No. For my birthday. But like I would.
Oh.
That's fine. But like it's somebody's house and they were teenagers. So like no.
No.
But apparently that's something that people request regularly is to come skinny dip in your pool and they rent it out.
Oh, I love that.
Isn't that kind of fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super fun.
Yeah. Like it's a special request.
Yeah. I mean, we should do that.
If I had that, I'd be like, sure.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I would let people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to let me watch, but yes.
I have cameras,
if I want to.
Yeah. Okay, Ohio.
It is illegal for a stripper to touch a patron, which I feel like that's kind of backwards.
I feel like that's like...
I feel like it should be illegal for patrons to touch strippers.
Yes.
Right? Because it's
for
like
sure.
intimate.
It feels like if they can't touch the patron, then the patron probably can't touch them, right?
Not necessarily all the time.
Yeah, I guess not. Yeah, that's backwards.
I feel like that's ass backwards.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Because like 9...
You're paying to be there.
Well, yeah. I was going to say 10 times out of 10, I feel like the strippers don't want to touch the patrons.
Yeah.
Like, what are they being protected from?
Yeah.
Oh no, hot women.
You're home.
I'm going to read this one.
Yeah, you are.
Because fuck Oklahoma.
Yes.
For so many reasons.
I also went to college in Oklahoma, so like, yeah, fuck Oklahoma.
Same. Yeah, it's just so
4
gross.
years, too many.
I get PTSD literally even driving there. Oklahoma, sex education instructors must, against scientific evidence, teach students that engaging in homosexual activity is primarily responsible for contact with the AIDS virus.
If you can't hear the sounds of our eyes rolling, listen harder. I I hate it so much.
Oklahoma.
I don't have to go into that one because like we already know how we feel about that.
It is what it is. You know, just don't ever fucking live there for any reason. They also are like at the bottom of the fucking barrel for education. They have like the highest poverty rates. The job market there is horrible.
Mortality rate is
basically
high.
all they have are Walmarts and churches. Stay the fuck away.
Yeah. And then they happen to have a couple of good like universities.
Yeah, randomly. Yeah.
Like a top 10 art school, which is what I went to.
Yeah.
They got OU.
If you go for college.
OSU, OBU, like all of them.
Yeah.
All the colleges are good, but like just stay on campus and never fucking leave.
Yeah. Ever. Literally.
Ever. That's what I loved about my college campus. People were not allowed to come on our campus.
Oh.
It was a closed campus. It was a private school.
Okay.
But
yeah,
it was a closed campus. You could not like step foot onto the campus without security escorting you off.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if you're in Oklahoma. It's fucking crazy people there. South Carolina.
Yes.
It is illegal to seduce someone using the promise of a marriage.
I'll marry you if you fuck me.
Yeah, it's like
just kidding. Psych.
Listen, you know, here's the thing. I actually do feel like there's some logic to this because it's basically breaching consent in some way. Because it's like if someone consents to something on the promise of something, and then they don't, it's a false promise. Then it's like, did they really consent to it?
Like, how desperate do you have to be to get married?
Have you met men?
Savage. Savage.
I'm in my man terrier again, apparently.
Yay! Oh, I love this. South fucking Dakota, you freaks. It is illegal to use a covered wagon in any way for the purposes of prostitution. Covered wagon.
Can you imagine? I'm like,
dysentery. I don't fucking know. What is this? Like Little House on the Prairie? Covered wagon. Can you imagine?
Oh my God. What?
Like rolling up in a covered wagon being like, hey, little lady.
I was going to say, I just can imagine you coming to me being like, I have a great business idea.
Covered wagon
throw
prostitution.
It back to the 1800s. Do this old school style. And then South Dakota steps in and is like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
Prostitution, legal. Prostitution in a covered wagon,
no,
not legal.
Does that also include like cars? Like nowadays?
A covered wagon. It would be...
Because isn't that technically what a car is? A covered fucking wagon? So like if it's like a pickup truck and it's the flatbed of a truck and it's not covered, is that okay?
You are so into these technicalities and I just have no answers.
I just want to know how I can like break the law without breaking the law. I'm going to go to all these
loopholes.
States and do all the loopholes.
You know what we should do? We should do when we do our first podcast tour in every state that we do a show.
We break the law.
Break the sex law.
We should break the sex law. Okay, bet.
Okay, deal. You heard it here first. We are dildo.
We will
felons.
be running from the cops in every state that you see us.
Yep, absolutely. I love it. Tennessee, in Skullbone, a woman may not pleasure a man who is operating a motor vehicle.
Okay, but this is
to be fair.
This is fair. Tennessee, totally okay.
God,
that one, like, I'm
justified.
down with.
Yeah.
Justified fully.
We're skipping Texas.
We already did that one.
Utah.
Oh, I was excited. I thought you could.
In Tremonton, you cannot legally have sex while riding in an ambulance. So here's the thing. I am really, this is another one of those situations where I'm like, what happened? You know, like someone's being picked up in an ambulance and then they like see their EMT and they're just like, oh my God, like they're so sexy. Like I just like can't keep it to myself.
I'm bleeding profusely.
I'm bleeding. I might be having a heart attack, but like I gotta fuck this person.
Yeah.
And then the EMT is like, whoa, 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 you're on your deathbed. And they're like, no. And then it ended up getting taken to court and they're like, how do we prevent
no more
this?
Of this? No more sex and
no more ambulance sex. Yeah. Ever. I don't know.
The Wii U mobiles, no more.
Utah, we need explanations. Also, y'all have bigger fish to fry, Utah. Y'all got people trying to marry their cousins. So I feel like that is one.
There's a lot of, yes, there is one.
There is one, yeah.
This one is not Vermont. One, I really like the name of this town, Beanville.
I don't like it.
Why?
I don't know.
I feel like lesbians should live there in Beanville.
I don't like it because I don't like when people refer to a clit as a bean. I hate it. I actually hate it.
Like flicking the bean?
Yeah,
like, really upsets you?
It really...
I just watched you flinch very hardcore when I said that. That was funny.
Viscerally makes me just yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's hot by any means. Like, that's not like a sexy phrase.
It's just, it's not a bean. It's not a bean.
She's very passionate about this.
It's something completely different. A bean is a bean. A clit is a clit, you know?
A person's a person.
A person's a person, no matter how small.
Anyways, Beanville. It's illegal to sell or distribute road maps which have ads of a lewd or lascivious nature.
People might get distracted.
So
know?
like ads, like I'm
they
gonna get lost in the forest because I was looking at 1-800 like MMMH MMM. Mm-hmm. For a good time call. Have you ever seen that movie?
Yeah,
I love that movie.
Vermont, Virginia. You cannot have sex in your car no matter where you park it. No. That's a crime.
No.
This law is a crime. I'm taking them to jail for writing this law. Because car sex is amazing. Amazing. For people who are exhibitionists, where the fuck else do you want us to do it? Where else?
I mean, I could name a list, but like, yeah, the car. Does
that include your garage?
Ooh.
Well, that just sounds like you're trying to commit suicide if you like have your garage closed with your car running. I guess it doesn't. But like if it's hot, air conditioning.
What if it's cold?
Body heat works.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It would work.
Fair.
I feel like it's probably fine in your car. Who's gonna fucking catch you in your own car in your garage? At that point, I'd be like, you're trespassing.
Yep.
This is my property.
But also, that's so sad. Virginia, come on. Have a little fun.
Washington. Strippers are not legally allowed to wear devices which simulate pubic hair.
Oh my God. They can't wear merkins?
What's a merkin?
Okay, so in like the film industry, when they have sex scenes, a lot of the time, you know, like if you watch like 50 Shades of Grey, you could kind of see like pubic hair. That was a merkin. It wasn't actually her body. So it's like a cover. So it's like a G-string or something like that that has pubic hair on it that is a cover.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's so weird though.
But why would they not be allowed to wear... I don't understand that one. That one seems weird. I mean, all of these are weird. That's the reason we're talking about them.
Washington. That's
fucking Washington.
I want to know what happened. Like, was some lawmaker like, oh, I got this girl, but like I specifically want it shaved this way, and she was like, oh, well, I'll just like glue some fucking fur down there to make it look right instead of growing it ahead of time.
I wonder if like there was like an injury related to like the fake pubic hair. You know
how?
I mean, there's so many ways. Like what if it got swallowed on accident?
It's pubic hair.
You could choke on it. If it's like a whole thing like that you put on. Like, I don't know.
Okay, Bethany. West Virginia. Okay, this is a similar one to one we heard earlier about illegal to transport anyone's sex worker or client to a place of prostitution.
Yeah.
So don't take people to prostitutes, apparently.
Yeah.
Just let them do it on their own.
Let them figure their own shit out.
Let them get their own prostitutes.
Not the last one.
Oh my God.
Second to last.
Wisconsin. This is hilarious.
Yeah,
I have a great visual in my head for this one.
Read that one because I just lost my place.
In Connorsville, it is illegal for a man to fire a gun while his partner is climaxing. Yeehaw! Like, are you kidding? That sounds great. That sounds like so much fun.
What's more American than that?
What's more American than that? USA! Wow.
Also, like...
I hope he's eating cheese.
If this is a law, this means some motherfucker did this.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, there was some fucking redneck dude, like... with a gun, and he was like, God, America just turns me on so much, like freedom. Grabs his gun, he's fucking the girl he's with. She comes, he shoots his gun, the entire ceiling fan falls on top of her.
And
the cops are called. And they're like, in the future, do not do this.
Oh my God.
That's crazy. Okay, the last one. This is actually last. And then I'll let you read the bonus. Wyoming. In Newcastle, it is illegal to have sex in a walk-in freezer.
Okay.
Seems reasonable.
Okay. No. We love temp play. And walk-in freezers are fun. However, Have you ever worked in food service?
Like just at a coffee shop.
Walk-in freezers?
No.
Walk-in freezers are...
They're dangerous.
Dangerous because a lot of them lock from like the inside and like the mechanism will like freeze on the inside so you can't get out. So like, do you think people are like fucking and then they just froze to death because they were fucking the walk-in
Is this
freezer?
like a Final Destination movie?
Right.
That's what it sounds like.
No, but also like have and would do again.
Yeah. Have you?
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
Of course you have. Of course she has.
Have and would do again. Temp play.
I would never go into a walk-in freezer in general. They freak me out. They've always scared me.
Before anything happens, I always check the mechanism to get out.
Yeah.
I will not be stuck in a fucking walk-in freezer. No.
That's my worst nightmare.
I have screamed in walk-in freezers. I have cried in walk-in freezers. And I fucked in walk-in freezers. But I always know how to get out.
That feels like an inspiring quote.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Inspirational.
You're full of it today.
Oh my God.
What's the last one?
Bonus. This is at the federal level, guys. There is no federal regulation of the materials allowed in sex toys.
That's concerning.
So you could have like a wooden dildo. Splinter the fuck up. And that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, what?
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 Honey, let's use the lead cock ring.
Lead cock ring.
I was like, could they technically then put materials that are like poisonous to your body in this shit and just not get in trouble for it?
Probably, yeah.
That's crazy.
There's no FDA regulation on your fucking dildos.
We have to do better, America. For so many reasons. This is sad.
This is sad.
This is a sad list. This is a really sad list. Wow.
Radium girls.
Thank you for hanging in there with us through all of those. We were gonna potentially go through all the ones in the world, but obviously that was too many to get through just in the US, and I think that we're probably the worst.
We should have shot a gun at the end.
U. S.
Is that
A. That's as well as I can do it. All right, spicy trauma. Do you want me to go first?
Sure.
Okay. At the end of every episode, we end with a spicy trauma. We tell our stories, but we want you to tell us yours, so please submit them.
Submit to us.
Yeah, submit to us. You know what we mean. I have one, and it's kind of funny and silly and pretty traumatic. It was recent, too.
Oh, boy.
So, okay, so this was a time when I was dating pretty heavily in like November of last year in 2022. Okay. I was talking to quite a few girls on the apps and I was just kind of like having fun, right? I was in this mentality of like, I'm going to do what I want. I'm not going to get into anything serious. Like, I'm just going to have fun, whatever. So a lot of just like hookups. This was right before I met my current girlfriend. Like, we had matched on the apps, like, when this happened, but we hadn't really started talking yet.
Yeah.
So I meet up with this one girl, and it's right before I go on a trip to LA in December. And the first kind of, like, thing that, like, had thrown me off about her in the very beginning before I met up with her, number one, she's a triple cancer. So that is a choice that her parents made.
Crazy.
Yeah. And I was like, okay,
crazy girl.
Okay. I think I can do this.
It's a lot of emotions.
It's a lot. So like, I thought she was awesome. Like, I thought she was such a nice person. She was like really sweet. But then like 2 days into us talking, she like FaceTimes me out of the blue or like calls me or something. Mm-hmm. She like very quickly was like wanting to like talk on the phone, which like is not necessarily my thing, but I was like, okay, like we'll talk, whatever.
Yeah.
We talk, we have a good conversation. We go on a date. The first date we have is really fun. Like, we go out to Bishop Arts. We like have a really good night. It was on like a Wednesday and I had to fly to LA the next day. We end up getting shit-faced. We take like so many shots that like she ends up passing out in my bathroom that night and I threw up in my sink.
Oh no.
It was not great. But like, I felt like we had a good connection and I was like, yeah, like this kind of makes sense for a casual thing. However, I wasn't taking it that seriously because she had told me that she was going to move to LA in like 6 months or something like that. Like, and I was just, I was like, well, first of all, I'm non-monogamous. So like I was not going to be exclusive with anybody. But like I also was like, it was very like early stages. Yeah. So like we had gone on one date. Fast forward, I go to LA the next day. We're talking while I'm there. I FaceTime her a couple of times, but I'm obviously like talking to other people and I'm expecting that she is too. Mm-hmm. And so when I come back, I get COVID. Ugh. And so I couldn't see her, but we're like talking back and forth. And like, I told her that I got sick and like, we're making plans. And she was like, really like trying to hang out. And I was like, I want to hang out too, blah, 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 blah. This was like 2 days after I get back. And I match with somebody else on the apps that morning. And this girl's name is a longer version of a name. I don't want to name her, but it's a longer version of a name that like she had told me was the name of her best friend. Oh. But I did not make the connection. No. Because one is a nickname and then one is a like longer name. So I match with this girl and I start talking to her. Uh-oh. And we're going back and forth, whatever. And I haven't heard from the girl that I have been talking to in a couple of hours. And out of the blue, all of a sudden, I get a rage text. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, the lesbian world and the lesbian pool is very small. Be very careful who you talk to because...
But also, you're not exclusive. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
But I had been talking to her best friend that morning. And she apparently... This girl that I had been talking to unknowingly knew that I was talking to her and sent screenshots of all of our messages to her.
See, that girl is the one in the wrong in my idea. Like, exactly. One, if she knew that y'all were talking, she should have been like, oh, hey, you're talking to my friend.
Exactly.
Because then you probably would have been like,
she should have told me because I didn't fucking know.
Yeah.
And so...
Just because you've talked about somebody in passing doesn't mean you know anything. Like, no. You don't know them.
And the girl that I had been talking to was like, you knew this was my best friend. Like, I've sent you photos of her, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, how do I tell you that your friend's a fucking catfish? Like, the photos that you've sent me of this girl look nothing like the ones on her dating profile. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Mm-hmm. They don't look anything alike. So I didn't even make the connection. But she, like, gets super upset and is like... I like have had this happen before and like I was so excited for you to meet all my friends and is like literally like she was like this was so hurtful blah 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 like talking about it as if we had been in a relationship. And I was like, we've been on one date. Like we've literally been on one date. I need you and your triple cancer ass to like sit the fuck down and like calm down. I did apologize because I was like, I'm sorry that this hurt you. Like I wasn't doing it on purpose, but also insane. Mm-hmm. This is insane. So then I was like, she was like, I need to take a step back. I was like, yeah, take whatever space, whatever. Mm-hmm. We didn't end up talking anymore. I met my like current girlfriend like literally the week after and like the rest is history. But I was like, damn. I was like, don't fuck with the bitches in Fort Worth. Like, they all know each other and they're all connected.
They do.
Yeah. Mm-mm. I was like, I feel like I just walked into a very muddy waters of like a scene in the L Word where it's like, I just don't want to be here and I'm not trying to cause drama, but like
it just happened.
It was dramatic. Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
I had a similar situation with a girl once where like we had talked for maybe 24 hours and then she was like upset that I was talking to other people on the app.
I'm like, what do you
I had just gotten out of a relationship and she was like, but you're my girlfriend. I was like, when the fuck do we have that conversation in your dreams? Because no way. Right. Some people be wilding out on those apps.
And it's crazy.
That they hooked you and that's it.
It's crazy because I'm like, I know that she like was also talking to other people. Like I called it out. I was like, I figured you were talking to other people too. And she was like, it's not even that. I just didn't expect to be so hurt. And I'm like, okay, so you caught feelings like early, but now you're like blaming that on me.
Yeah. Also not your problem.
It's shitty. But I mean, literally like it's fine because now I'm
that sounds
super
exhausting.
Happy. Yeah. I dodged a bullet.
Big time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
That's all I'm going to think about.
Pew, pew. Mine is less aggressive. It's very, very mild and just silly and funny. So My mother-in-law loves to read.
Yeah.
Like, loves
spicy
to read.
books, right?
Only spicy books.
Love that for her.
So we know she's like a spicy lady.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
underline.
she's spicy.
She's so funny. One of the first times, like, after Jen came out and we went out, there was this this bus of people who were dressed up as, like, geriatric individuals going to, like, the 80s bar. And there was a suction cupped dildo onto the front of the bus. And her mom was like, ah, and like was pretending to lick the dildo.
I love that.
And Jennifer was like mortified. And I was cracking the fuck up. And I was like, I love this woman. Like, she's perfect. Yeah. And then I found out about the smut. And then they moved into this new house that they bought. And she has a history of horseback riding.
Okay.
Much like myself. Like, we have a lot in common. And she has taken to decorating aspects of the house with her tack.
Okay.
Which, if you don't know what tack is, it's like all of the stuff that you put on the horse. So like,
got it.
Like,
okay.
Like the, from the saddle to like the bits and everything like that. It's tack. So she's taken to decorating parts of the house with her old tack because it's kind of a nostalgia thing. And also that shit's expensive. It just kind of becomes part of you. When we went to stay the night there for the first time, I noticed that she had decided to decorate the headboard in the guest room with said tack on the corners, so it looks like a sex bed. And I still have not had the heart to tell her, so the tack is still on there.
Oh my god!
But I have taken to calling it the 50 Shades of Nay bedroom because it is horse tack like that.
I love that.
Can use like the way it is. Like, if you attach it correctly, like, you can use it.
Have you broken it in yet?
No, not yet. I can't look at it yet without laughing.
Yeah.
The day I look at it without laughing, it's on.
I wonder if she did it on purpose. Like, if she's a spicy lady.
No, I don't think so. I think it is a wholesome, I'm decorating my house with tack because she's very into like rustic.
Right.
And like that's her thing. But it's so fucking funny because it kind of looks like if you're somebody with a brain like mine, you're like, oh.
Depraved.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Depraved.
That's such a great compliment. But yeah,
you're like,
so
thank
the
you.
50 Shades of Nay is mine.
Dead.
That's my mother-in-law is just wilding out, and I don't think she fully knows it all the time. So.
I was going to say, I wonder if there's a subconscious part of her that's like, ooh, that looks spicy. I like how that looks.
Maybe all of her spicy stuff is like BDSM related. So
really?
I'm like, she's a kinky bitch. Yes.
Interesting.
It's all BDSM stuff. Every time I bring it up, Jen's like, don't fucking talk about it.
Does she talk about it?
No.
Okay.
Never. They don't talk about anything. They don't talk about religion, politics, money, sex, anything in that family.
Okay, so they're like my family.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my sweet, sweet Jen is just so lovely and pure.
Pure angel.
Yes.
Why is it that a pure angel always ends up with a depraved demon like us?
Demon. We were just talking about that the other night.
I just like don't understand. I'm like,
every demon's gotta have their angel that keeps them down to earth.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll just go wild.
I just always feel like the bad one.
That's our thing. Our what is it? It's like keep you safe, keep you wild. Like, she keeps me safe and I keep her wild.
I love that.
Like that. So yeah,
it's cute.
It's gay.
Well, this was a fun episode. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope you learned a lot.
If you know of any like weird laws in your state or like that you've heard of before, tell us because I want to know more.
I feel like there's probably more in every state that we missed.
Way more, but those are like the most like
those are the
funny ones. So those are fun. But yeah,
cool.
Send us your spicy trauma. Send us your weird sex laws. Go forth and have a spicy trauma-filled day. We love the fuck out of you guys.
Be good.
Or don't.
We won't.
Shan't.
Shan't do it. We're brats. We won't.
No.
I love it.
I love you.
I love you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
If you liked today's episode, follow us on social media at Trauma Bondage Pod. Follow Beth at Dancing Gemini and at Bethany Nicole, and Brigitte at Your Fave Femme. If voyeurism is your kink, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Trauma Bondage Podcast, and subscribe to us on Patreon at patreon.com/traumabondagepod.
We have several tiers with bonus content, access to our private Discord server, merch, and other titillating perks. If you know, you know. Production by Wolfstar. Special thanks to Details by Annalise for set design, D. Dumpy for music, and Noelle's art for artwork.